Hello YouTube, it's Rob from Maxwells Grass Cutting Services based in the northeast of England. I hope everybody's well and having a great day. Today's video, winter business ideas. Now we all have them, don't we? And today's one of those days where my brain starts to sort of tick over. Reason being, it's -3 outside. I've got a bit of a sore throat, a bit of a chest cold, so there's no work getting done. And I've got a confession, I didn't do any work last week because of the frozen temperatures. And this week, what are we now, Monday the 12th of December, it's a write-off. It's -3 all week in the northeast, and I've got a couple of commercial jobs I need to get a grip of, but it's just too cold, and there's just nothing you can do. And it's part and parcel. And the biggest thing to get over is the guilt of feeling guilty sitting at home. So I'm going to do a video. Then I've been doing a little bit of bookkeeping today as well. But it's part of life as a gardener in the UK, isn't it? Sometimes the weather tells us what we can and what we can't do. But today's video, winter business ideas. Now I've got one, and I've been toying with this for a long time, but I've never said anything. But since I've had a little bit of time spare, I've been doing a bit of research on YouTube, and it's gutter cleaning. Now, that doesn't sound very glamorous, does it? Gutter cleaning. But it's actually gutter clearing. And the idea first came to me about 2 years ago when it was Robbie from Premier Lawns. I'm sure it was Robbie, did a video. And I dismissed it wrongly, really. And the reason I dismissed it, not because the video wasn't any good, it was a great video. It was because Robbie said that he used electricity from the customer's house. And I wasn't sure how that would work. But as we all know, when you're starting out and stuff, you know, from sort of mid-March until the end of October, first week in November, that 34-week gardening season, we're flying. And it's like jumping on a treadmill, and away you go. You could work 7 days a week if you wanted to. Obviously, I'm 54 years of age. Them days have gone. But then the end of November comes. Sorry, the end of October, beginning of November, it slows right down. You've got your commercial work, you've got your leaf clearance, but there's a gap there. There's definitely a gap. And I know certain people fill it with a little bit of pressure washing and gutter cleaning. So I've been doing my research, and I've been looking at a couple of YouTube channels. Squeaky Clean Dave, who's a window cleaner and cleaning company, and Ashley from AE Macintosh Cleaning Services. Two great channels, and fantastic educational sort of viewing for gutter cleaning. And the irony is, halfway through the season this year, my next door but one, a lady, she must be 70. I pulled up, it was one lunchtime, and I saw a chap there, and he had a gutter vac, and I don't know which one it was, but I sat and watched for a couple of minutes, and he had the big tube up, and he was cleaning out the gutters. A few days later, I was walking my little dog, and I had a chat with a lady, and I said, "Oh, I saw you got your gutters cleared out." She said, "Yes, I did. It's my window cleaner. It's a little add-on he does it every couple of years. He comes and sucks all the leaves and all the dirt out, so come the winter, they don't get any damp." And I went, "Right, okay." And I remember doing a bit of research there, but not putting it into action because you're so busy during the gardening season that you just haven't got time. But when things slacken off a little bit, like now, your brain starts working, doesn't it? And you start thinking, how can I extend that 34-week season? Because let's be honest, what we don't want to do is buy tools and stick them in the garage and they become ornaments. I've got a couple of them, the Scarifier and a chipper. And I thought I'd use them both much more than I have. But the reason I haven't is because once the season starts, you're just too busy. And I've actually turned scarifying jobs down this year because I'm busy 5 days a week, and I just don't have the time. Or if I do get a little bit of time, I just don't have the energy. So I've done a little bit, but not as much with the scarifier as I would like to. So what I was thinking is, instead of buying more gardening equipment, more sort of diversifying to something else. So I've been looking at a couple of companies. One's called Skyvac. I'm going to just look at my little notes. Another one's called Gutter Vacuum Systems, and prices range from the starting package is about £1,000. If you want to go to a decent package, it's 2. And then if you want to go the ones with bells and whistles, it's 3 grand, which is a lot of money. But for an average 3-bedroomed detached house with garage, you're talking 60 to 80 quid to tip up. Get your equipment out, get the plug into the customer's electricity, and spend 45 minutes cleaning out the guttering. And you get some video footage because you can get these cameras, etc. And it just gives you that reassurance when you're first starting out that you're doing a good job, and you can also show it to the clients. Now, not last weekend before, I was in Tynemouth. It's a beautiful place. It's one of the most gorgeous coastal cities in the northeast, coastal towns. And to my wife's dismay, we're walking down from Cullercoats to Tynemouth, and there's a big pub restaurant called The View, and it's made of glass frontage, and there's a chap there. He's got a long reach pole and he's cleaning the windows, and I had a look at what he was doing. He had the hose lock plugged into a tap, and then as he come off his hose lock, he had a connector into some 6mm yellow pipe, and that went to his long reach pole with a brush on it. He was cleaning windows. Excuse me. So I stopped and said hello, introduced myself, told him I had a gardening business, and I was thinking about going into the gutter clearing. And so he turned his machine off, and we had a chat for about 20 minutes. Lovely fella. And he told me the setup he was using there. And my one question I asked him, is there a business clearing gutters without having the ability to clean the fascias? And he was quick to say, yes, you won't be able to earn a living from it, but as an add-on to your gardening, definitely. So he then said, why don't you buy yourself what's called a big boy backpack sprayer type thing? And basically it's a backpack sprayer. It has a little motor in it, attaches to a long reach pole. You put a bit of cleaning solution in it. You then spray the gutters with that, the fascias, etc. You then get your hose lock out, plug into the customer's outside tap if they have one. If they haven't got one, you can't do it. And then clean it that way. He says, I've done that lots of times to stop me using all my water on the truck, on my van. And so it got me thinking again, perhaps that's another option you can go for. But the equipment is 2 grand. If you want to invest in a decent equipment, electric plug-in gutter vac system with carbon fibre poles, it's 2 grand, no matter which system you go for. The 3 grand's a bit I wouldn't go for. The one at the starting range probably wouldn't be powerful enough. But if you're getting 80 quid for a 3-bed semi with a garage and you're in and out in an hour, and you can do 2-3 a week over the winter season just to keep your hand in, that's got to be a good little tickle in addition to your commercial work and a little bit of other things you do. What do you think? My question is, do you do gutter cleaning? Do you add it as an additional service? Now, my little brain was thinking, how do I market it? Now, I find if you were to market things like this as an add-on, I'm not sure how much coverage you would get. But like my company's called Maxwells Grass Cutting Services. Do I just start a sister company called Maxwells Gutter Clearing Services? Or do I just advertise it as that, but link it into me gardening business and speak to me accountant, just keep it as one? So when people type in gutter clearing, they've got Maxwell's Gutter Clearing Services on Google and Facebook. I think it's a great idea. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not jumping in this winter. I've had a good year. I've got a couple of quid in the bank, and I'm having a bit of a chill time over the winter period just to sort of reflect. I'll clean the van out. I've got a couple of commercial contracts, a couple of jobs booked in, but they're not getting done at the moment because it's freezing. I'll get my machine serviced and get ready for the spring. And let's be honest, Christmas will be here before we know it. And then before we know it, the grass will be outgrowing and we'll be away. But the next financial year, which will be after April the 6th, 2023, I'll be wanting to sort of invest a little bit to keep the tax bill down. And I'm seriously considering doing the gutter cleaning. Now, I know there's negative sides of it. You could do maybe damage a gutter or something like that. But I've got a mate of mine who's a roofer, and he tells me it's a piece of cake to fix if you were to damage a clip or something like that. And he said that the risk is minimal. and he says there's a lot of people out there who require it. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about going for it. As I say, not yet. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of time and a little bit of just time to reflect and think and see how the spring goes. But if all my customers kick in the spring, and I know we're going into recession, and they all kick in and my books get full and the work comes in, I'll need to invest in something. And it was either that or go down the battery route. I've decided not to go down the battery route. I've decided to go down adding on another service to lengthen that season, because that's what we all want to do, isn't it? We can all earn money 34 weeks of the year, but it's getting that sort of end November through to the spring. How can we get sort of the pennies coming in during that time? And I think we need to diversify. I don't think there's enough work in the gardens. Now, I know some gardeners, they work in huge gardens and they have visits all year round, and I wish them well. But I don't have that. I have a few customers that I go monthly over the winter periods, but I couldn't go today. There's just nothing to do. It's -3. And I have commercial work I go to, but again, if I turned up today and charged them what I charged them for a visit, I don't think they'd be very happy. So sometimes the weather works against you, but I genuinely believe I think there's a market for the gutter clearing. Now, what I'm after is a little bit of advice. Have you done it? How have you found it? The questions I'd like answered are: Can you earn a few quid with gutter clearing, just with the gutter vac clearing out the guttering? Or do you need to go and add on a service where you do the gutter clearing and the fascia cleaning? Now, I understand, unless you've got a big tank and the customer hasn't got an outside tap, then you're goosed. But, you can walk away. You haven't lost anything, have you? But is there money in it? And is there an add-on business on it? Or am I talking nonsense and should I keep my money in my pocket? But as you know, with my channel, it's about helping people. It's about sharing my journey. And I've had some wonderful messages recently about people starting businesses. And they say that watching my dulcet tones has helped them, which is brilliant. And I appreciate all the kind words. So that's me for today. Gutter clearing. Is it viable? Is it financially viable? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll see how we get on. Watch this space. So all the best to you. And remember, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing. There's no green gold going at the moment, but it won't be too long. Take care. See you soon.